And so in this moment, I invite all of us to just settle into a position that is comfortable for yourself, right? Today's theme, which I'm going to be speaking a little bit more about, is on being yourself is good enough. Just a food for thought. How many of us feel like, we always want to compare ourselves with someone else? Or perhaps, wishing that we make a particular decision when in fact we have not. And so these are moments that, when we begin to practice mindfulness, we bring awareness into these few moments. And that helps us to become an authentic version of ourselves. So from now, inviting all of us to begin to sit comfortably. Perhaps you might wish to allow yourself to have some space so that you can begin to move your body a little. So your legs and your hands, and you can just do this practice while seated. Otherwise, if you choose to, you can even choose to stand up. All right. So allowing yourself to sit, if that feels right for you. Allowing both your feet to be flat on the ground. Just keeping your back upright. And for this moment, sensing into the posture that we are in. The posture that we invited ourselves to take in this moment. Just observing what's felt here. And as we begin to breathe in, I invite all of us to raise both our hands upwards. So I'm just going to move a little back just so you can see. So breathing in, lifting up both arms, reaching out. And on the out breath, gradually just letting your arms come back down. And just by this very simple movement of bringing your arms up, you might notice sensations at your shoulders. So breathing in, bring both arms up. And as best as you can, if you can, allowing the arms to touch the sides of the ear. Just lengthening the body as we do this. And on the out breath, gradually just allowing yourself to let the arms come down. And one more time, breathing in. Lifting up both arms. And this time round, crossing your thumbs in front of each other. And begin to allow yourself to turn to your left. Feeling the stretch down the sides of the body. On the exhale, coming back to center. And now breathing in, turning towards the right. And breathing out, coming back to center. And gradually just letting your arms come to about shoulder height level, kind of parallel with the ground. And from here, allowing yourself to begin to rotate at your wrists. Feeling into what's felt in the forearms, the wrists, and choosing to change the direction of that rotation. And this is one way we begin to allow ourselves to connect to the sensations in the body. And coming back to center, so coming to a pause. And as you breathe out, just letting the arms drop back down to the side of the body. So now, just taking this moment to allow yourself to drop the chin towards the chest. And Gradually releasing, coming back to center. And allowing yourself to tilt the head towards the back. Releasing whatever tension that could be held here as we do this. And coming back to center. And now, just taking the opportunity to turn your head towards your left. Coming back to center. And now turning the head towards the right. And coming back to center. And from here, gradually beginning to roll your shoulders towards the front, all the way up towards the ears. On the out breath, gradually releasing, bring it to the back and down. So breathing in, bring your shoulders all the way up. On the out breath, gradually letting it go back and down. And just doing this one more time. And now reversing 3 times, the opposite direction. And when you're done, just coming back to center. And from here, even as you're sitting, inviting you to just bring your left kneecap towards the front of your chest. So you can use your palms to kind of rest upon your kneecaps. Just bring the knee towards your chest, feeling to that stretch as you do this. And the out breath, letting go. And now breathing in, just bring up the right kneecap closer in towards the chest, so feeling to that stretch. And if you like to, you can just bring your forehead closer towards the kneecap. And letting go. And from here, allowing yourself to turn towards your back. So your hands, you can reach out to the back of the chair. So turning towards your right. Feeling to the stretch as we engage in this posture. And coming back to center. Now just bring your hands towards, or turning yourself towards the left and towards the back. And coming back to center. Releasing. And now just gradually inviting yourself to settle into a comfortable sitting position. Inviting the eyes to be closed if that's helpful. And we just pay notice to this transition from the earlier moments of stretching the body, muscles, and now into this space where we bring awareness into how the body is feeling right now. Opening with this practice by noticing 3 beautiful deep breaths. Choosing to turn towards how the body is feeling right now. Leaning into observing different points of contact that the body makes with the chair or the ground, or whatever that's supporting you in this space right now. This posture that exemplifies wakefulness, strength, and resilience. Opening to the possibilities of just staying with whatever that is already here. for all of us. So however your body is feeling, whatever thoughts that may be in your mind right now, or even the sounds that you may hear, let all of this be an integral part of your experience right now. And that's how we begin to cultivate our sense of awareness, moment to moment. A sense of allowing yourself to be ourselves. So in this space, if you find that attending to the breath is helpful for you in this moment, you may wish to do that. Just bring forth and featuring the breath as a beautiful anchor of your awareness. Feeling into the physical sensations. And simply letting the body breathe on its own. In full gratitude of what comes in and what goes out. And so in this space, we rest in a state of awareness. Awareness of the changing nature of each moment. Accepting that each moment is never quite the same. And in just realizing that we allow ourselves to be ourselves. To open up to the possibilities of just being authentic to what shows up in this moment. And if you do begin to recognize that in this space of awareness, thoughts do appear in this experience. Taking this as an opportunity to observe what thought that is. What pattern might it belong to? Is it planning? Is it thinking about what has happened? Is it comparing or judging? And so offering ourselves this space that we do not need to do anything different other than just simply observing. So breath by breath. So just observing the nature of your experience right now. Receiving each breath that arrives. Including just acknowledging the sounds that you might hear. That very often these sounds may well be out of our control as we sit here. And now taking this moment to just open this awareness to include the entire body as we sit here. From the base of both our feet, the toes, the heel, sensing into the entire lower half of the body, just the way they are right now. Noticing sit bones, spine, the lower back, shoulders, down mind to both the arms, fingers, just the way they are resting or in contact right now. And noticing the belly and the chest, the neck, and the face. And all the way up to the crown of the body, the very top region. So receiving this moment, attending with just ourselves. And when you feel ready, beginning to introduce some movement to your fingers or your toes. And observing another 3 more beautiful breaths. Gradually inviting your eyes to be open when you feel ready and comfortable. So just spending a moment right here to allow yourself to reflect upon how you're feeling right now as you invite your eyes to be open as you settle into this space after the practice. What is it that you discover and notice in yourself in the time that you have taken day after day to dedicate yourself to this period of practice? And so just allow myself to take this moment to share with you a little bit more about today's theme, which is being yourself is good enough. How many of us struggle with that? That a part of us wants to be better, or a part of us couldn't accept some things about us, right? And we live in constant critical, judgmental view of ourselves. And that puts us in much unhappiness. And so my invitation to all of us is, can we begin to choose to recognize that being ourselves is good enough? So I'd like to take this time to share with you a quote that Steve Jobs once said. He said that your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with results of others' people thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. So this speaks a lot about the courage to want to be authentic with ourselves. And many times it can be quite of a struggle, quite of a challenge. And so it is important, as we begin to want to be authentic to ourselves, what that requires is a true exploration of cultivating awareness from moment to moment. The sense of coming to terms with acknowledging what thoughts are present for us when we notice something doesn't feel right and sit with ourselves. So if I may just give an example right here, right? So I'm sure many of you would have the opportunity to head out now that the circuit breaker is over and we're in phase 2 of this current COVID-19 situation. Perhaps some of us might have the opportunity to dine at our favorite restaurants, which we may not have the chance to in the past few months. And other situations or times when you encountered a time where you ordered a dish that you really like, but it didn't turn out quite as nice as you would like to. And at that point in time, you might have certain choices, right? One could be, you get really angry about it, and you kind of politely. So when the person asks you about, how was the food, and being polite, and being courteous, you say, oh yeah, it's good. And as you leave the restaurant, a part of you felt really uncomfortable because deep down you know that it was horrible. It was really not good. And so this is just an example, of when sometimes it can be quite tricky, right? To be yourself, right? To express what you truly want, or to just express, what's here with you, right? And this, as I mentioned, allows us to just cultivate that space of awareness, right? In that space itself, what is it that we are noticing? Whether is it the thoughts, whether is it the emotions, or very quickly, our body might react to that situation very in a way that doesn't feel pleasant. And so cultivating awareness helps us to pay notice to all of this without judging it. And that's what we're practicing in mindfulness, right? To give ourselves this formula, in a way, this way of living. Allow ourselves to just let go of those judgments of ourselves when we feel like we are not good enough. With that, I thank all of you for tuning in to today's session. Take care and see you next time. Bye.